Today I'm going to be showing you all the best unique book location, all those items for chapter 2. So to start off with, there's a handful of unique items in Wilster Garm's shop, but there's one that I really want to talk about, and that's the wide sweep. The wide sweep is really sweet for 30k. It does 4x crit damage. On top of that, it deals its weapon damage to all adjacent enemies. So if you have a couple enemies grouped up and you land the hit, not just a critical hit, land any hit, then you hit all the enemies at once. Also has a standard +2 enchantment bonus on both attacks and damage rolls, but really shines for its standard attack damage with the 4x crit and its ability to hit crowds very hard. So I just wanted to note this weapon. Also in the Field Medic's tent, you can find Kayato's shop, wherever you pronounce her name, where you can get the Lesser Empower Metamagic Rod. This grants you the Empower spell on 3 spells per day, provided they are 3rd level or lower. 9,000 for that. And you got a Coin of Protection in here as well. Only lasts 1 minute once per day, but you put it on your tank on the hardest battles and gets damage resistance 5, so nice little buff that you can consistently use. This medium armor for your mount. Now this can be located in Conundrum Unsolved, and
we do it my way.
I'm going to show you the solution to the puzzle. You can just copy and paste this right here. Today I'm going to be showing you all the best unique book armor locations for mounts, all those items for chapter 2. I'm going to be starting with this medium armor for your mount. Now this can be located in Conundrum Unsolved, and
we do it my way.
I'm going to show you the solution to the puzzle. You can just copy and paste this right here.
Follow if you dare. We should move. My skills are absolute. I'm always ready. I'm off. I do what I must.
Next up, we have an item that isn't really unique, but for everybody looking for good items, this is really good for your healer. It basically doubles the healing on channel energy and doubles the damage to undead enemies. So this is in the Nameless Runes, also including this one because there's a puzzle. Really simple if you know the solution. Just have your lion head looking like this, then go outer ring, make sure the energy orb lights up. Then go inner ring, make sure the energy orb lights up. Then go the one above, same thing, and the one to the left. That will open a door right here, and you can collect the headpiece in this chest. Next up, we have another amazing weapon. Now, the Glaive is the best weapon in chapter 2 for melee. Now we have the best weapon for the archer. So this will do a little less damage than the Wicked Bow, which you should have, but there is a huge couple bonus features on this bow. One, I also am spec'd into longbow right now, so if I spec'd into shortbow, this probably would do a little bit more damage. on the base damage, but you also get 3 bleed per confirmed hit, with them losing a permanent 1 penalty to AC. Then you get bleed damage as well, unless they heal is the only way they can remove it. So it's unlikely a lot of enemies will remove that. Then you also get a +3 enchantment bonus on both attack and damage rolls. Huge bow to pick up. Now, this is a little hard to miss, but I'm going to show you this so you don't miss it. It is in Leopard Smile. It is right where you fight the queen, and it is right here. It is hard to miss, but definitely don't miss it. Next up, I'm including this easy to miss Dagger. It's great for a two-handed assassin that's built around crits and stealth damage. 60 damage on the crits. Also, it's a +2 cold iron, and it gets +2 enchantment on both attack and damage rolls. So it's really nice right now for your assassin. But even if you don't have one or plan on doing one, it's also worth 7,300 to sell. So it's a great little pickup. You gotta come in Leaper Smile, and when you do, there's an athletic check over here. Now note there is a moderately tough monster on the other side, big queen like thing, but just kill it and the items right in that room. Just use your ability to see items. In about a minute, I'm going to show you how to get 3 permanent buffs in the Lost Chapel. But while we're on Leper's Cave, what you want to do when you get to the skeletons is don't destroy the wand. You want to hide the wand. If you hide the wand, then you'll be able to get these 3 permanent buffs that I'll mention in a minute. You're going to need to give the demon over here the wand so he doesn't kill you. It's a level 14 Lynch demon. I tried killing it. You're not going to be able to kill it at this point in the game. So if you want these 3 permanent buffs that I mentioned in a minute, make sure to hide the wand. Next up, we have a permanent buff for +1 competence bonus to DC on a spell with depth description. So this can be got in the Lost Chapel. You go downstairs from right before you fight the boss, and you just come over here in this room. We also get 3 more permanent buffs right around the corner. +1 insight bonus on perception and stealth skill checks. +10 hit points. +1 insight bonus on lore religion and lore nature skill checks. So you're just coming right around the corner. This room has like 10 books in it. Grab them all, read them all, and you'll get the 3 bonuses. Next up, we have one pretty good item and another insanely good item. Starting with the okay item, this rod lets you do 3 spells at maximum spell feat, 3 per day, so that is really good, especially when this room also has one of the best items. You'll be using this all game long. It allows you to conjure 2 to 3 demons at once. There's a 10% chance they will break free and attack the owner, so just be advised about that. Just save frequently if you're struggling on the battles and you can't kill them, because they are fairly strong and they definitely can turn the tide of a battle if they start attacking you. But you get one of these 10 buffs every time you use it, and eventually you're going to gain a permanent buff for an extra smite per day and a permanent buff for an extra rage per day. So that is really good. Now, these are right around the corner from the last 2 I showed you. There is a trap over here, and then you just come in the room, kill a couple things, and grab the items. Before you leave the last chapel, right by the boss fight, make sure you grab the Flail of False Hope. This also sells for 8,000 if you don't want it. It restores HP upon critical hits. Does decent damage for a one-handed flail. And also you have this right here. which is for lawful alignments against chaotic enemies mostly. So it's pretty situational, but that is on the main path in the beginning, so you'll probably get it, but make sure they're in your inventory before you leave, or walk back the path with your ability to see items when you walk back. Also, before leaving, make sure to come to about this location and look for an athletics check. It's right near the end if you come all the way around, and it's right near the end, and you can drop down and drop down again. Once you do that, you're going to come all the way up here, defeat a bunch of enemies along the way, and you will be able to collect a +4 bracers and the big game gloves. Also over here, we can find the Warhammer of Obstinians and the Blaze of Disaster. This causes the enemy to pass a reflexive saving throw, and this gives you 3 fireballs per day for any 8th level plus wizard. Over here, where the staff is, you also get this cloak and an amulet. So the Warhammer is located right here, and the staff is located right here. We also have a cave located right here. It's worth noting that if you did the Star Wars gaze, quest and you sang for the chick, I fucked up on this one and I accidentally ran into the guards first, so I don't have this to show. But if you sang for her, then right next to where you collect the Warhammer of Obstinians, then you're going to look for a rock among some trees, and you can interact with it. So to solve the puzzle, you want to do the pattern right, left, middle. It's worth noting that if you did the quest Star Wars Gaze and you sang for the chick at the end of it, I fucked up and I accidentally killed the 3 guards first. But if you sang for her, then right near where you collect the Warhammer of Obstinians, or whatever, then there's a rock. So you're going to interact with it, and the solution to the puzzle is click the middle one, then the right, then the left, and last, the middle. Be nice in the conversation, and at the end, you can get the throwing axe of silence. And you'll also be able to recruit someone whose name I can't pronounce later in the game. Next up, we have another great two-handed weapon. This one is for free, but it is behind what could be arguably the toughest battle in Act 2. You could do this slightly later if you're like level 7 or 8. I also shared a creature exploit that uses Animate the Dead and those summoning items that I showed you the locations of earlier. So using those 2 summons, and if you pick the demon path and you have access to his summoning as well, that's 3. And if you spam like 10 Raise the Deads, the battle is pretty much a joke. Just spread out the creatures. You can check out that exploit on my channel. But getting into the weapon, it is a two-handed greatsword, 2x crit, but the nice thing about it is when you land a hit, the enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw with a DC of 15 or be blinded for 1 round with the standard +2 on attack and damage rolls. So that fortitude with the DC of 15 is really nice. Now this can be acquired in the Runes of the Ashbury Hamlet. You got 2 ghosts that are going to drop levels on you, but you got 1 monstrous creature. I forget what type it is, but it can one-shot lightning bolt you, throw you in pits. You'll see when you get there. If you're struggling, check out my video on the exploit if you have access to animate the dead, or whatever one calls in the 4 skeletons, 5 skeletons. That'll make that battle a breeze. Next, we have a very nice item for your healer. This allows you to cast 3 spells per day at maximum value, up to 6 level spells, and then you can maximize, like a level 6 will become level 9, one will become 4. You can do this 3 times a day on any spell, so it doesn't matter if you're doing a level 1 healing to make it critical, if you want to boost Animate the Dead, boost Bless, boost Great, I don't think you can really boost that one, boost Protection, you can boost any spell. So this is in Drizzen. You're going to do this in the Temple section. Once we enter here, come over this way. And in this back corner, there is a perception wall right here. And it's right in the corner. Next up, right around the corner, if you continue in this building and go up the stairs, we have one of the best items, in my opinion, in the game, the Triceratops Statue. So this item, once per day, allows the owner to summon a temporary Triceratops animal companion, as long as the owner doesn't have an animal companion, and it's the Triceratops or animal companion's level is less than 4 of the main character using it. So once you reach level 20, if you take the perk to boost the companion by 4, then this actually gives any person the ability to have a max level Triceratops. Personally, I did my last game, I gave it to my healer. So my healer never went down, because if he did get ambushed a little bit, they attacked the Triceratops first, and then I could get into a better situation. But right around the corner, it is located right here. By the way, you can switch users with this as well. You just give it to another user, and you don't have to spawn it in every day. Every time you rest, it just respawns in with you, because it's assigned to that user until you take it off and assign it to another user. Very nice item, must get. Next up, we have another of the best weapons in the game. This is the Scimitar of Wind, one-handed, deals pretty decent damage, 2x crit, deals sonic damage. If you happen to have transmutation school spells, if you're doing a battle mage, it's a really nice one for them. But even if we totally disregard that, we get sonic damage, we get double threat range, and that's why I like it, because it's good damage with double threat range and +2 on attack and damage. So I like it for the assassin build at this point in the game. Really nice to be one of the 2 weapons. At this point, it probably will make your top pick, because there aren't 2 better weapons at the moment for them, unless you want to go with more ability stunning. But in any case, the item is actually located right over here, literally right here. You're going to need to do a perception check to find it, but it's one of those huge circle perceptions, so you can't miss it. I just decided to redo the part about this weapon, because I forgot to mention that you do need a perception check to get it. So if you have not any characters with high perception, you might want to save the game before you enter here, just to make sure that you do find it. Next up, we have another very good one-handed weapon. This one comes in higher on the crit damage, a little lower on the base damage, just slightly. Also comes with the hit forcing the enemy to pass a fortified saving throw at a pretty decent number of 17, or suffer 1d3 constitution ability damage. So on a larger boss dude, that number can stack up. A little less useful on the little dudes, but you're still getting the 3x crit on this one. So it is very good. It is located in the tavern. So if you go in this room anywhere near here, you do have to fight a boss. So you want to clear out this section first, and it's in the back right corner. It's worth noting that you want to save before attempting to open it. Even at level 8, with putting all my points on my assassin pretty much into dex, and having the lockpick kit on me, and adding into trickery a decent amount besides stealth, even with the lockpick kit, I only had a 60% chance. So this is a lock that you probably want to save and reload if you fail to save, because it is a really good weapon to grab right now. Next up, we have the Lesser Extend Metamagic Rod, which is really nice for your healer, for your buffs. Now, this perception check is probably fairly high, because I actually did the video for this, and then I was putting my controller down, adding it into the video, and I got ambushed and killed. But this is in the 3-key room. Now, I don't know the location for the 3 keys offhand. One's in the tavern. They're all pretty much out in the open. So if you've been going through all the areas, getting all the items I showed you, you probably already have the 3 keys. If not, just go through your white areas with your ability on. All the keys are pretty out in the open. None are really hidden at all. So you also have a trap in here and several succubuses. So be buffed when you come in this room, and you're probably almost definitely not going to get the trap, so you're going to have to send one person in to set the trap off, and probably going to get hit anyway. So just be careful when you come in. Next up, we have a very nice Great Axe. 25 to 41 damage, 3x crit, sonic damage. Each time it lands a hit, the enemy must pass a fortitude saving throw of 20, or the next strike deals an additional 5 slashing damage. It also deals an additional 1.6 damage of sonic damage, and you get the +2/+2 on it. So this one right here is very nice. It is located right when you come in this location to the barracks. It's directly in front of the door. Next up, we have 2 okay unique items. We have this buckler, which is pretty good for your mage or your healer if you're not using a staff, giving you dodge bonus, AC bonus, minimum arcane failure, which can easily be cancelled out with the perk, getting you down to 0. And we have this Rapier, which while wielding you get a bonus when using the vampiric touch, and 2x crit. Also deals negative damage with a 2-on-2 for your rolls. Now the Rapier is in this coffin, which is a perception check. It's a fairly high perception check because I didn't get it the first time I came in the room. I got it the second time. And this lockpick is a very high lockpick as well. So you're probably going to have to save before doing that one. And it is located right here. Next up, we have a couple of unique items locked behind a fairly tough fight. We have the Lesser Reach Metamagic Rod. This is a perception item right about here. This is in this boss battle right here. And to get these 2 items, the Lucky Dice and the Agile Dagger, you have to not kill the big dude, or you might get him still when you kill the big dude, I forget. But you definitely get him if you kill the chick. So if you take out 1 or 2 of the cultists, then you'll fight a chick instead of the big dude, and she'll drop you the Agile Dagger, which is okay. It's not great though. And you get Lucky Dice, which is nice to give to one of your dudes because it lasts an entire day, and it either gives you +1 luck bonus on an attack or damage roll, so that's pretty nice. Next up, I'm including these bracers for land or your archer because +1 competence is nice. Any bonus on competence is really good on him. And it's the first offensive item we've had for the bow so far. Now, this chest is located right here near the banner, and it's in a very hard chest trap as well, and that's why I'm including it, so you know to save your game to grab this. You definitely are probably going to need a lockpick and potentially multiple times to open this chest. Next up, we have a pretty decent shield for anybody doing the tower shield build. There hasn't been many of these items in the game so far. This is the best one. You get negative energy resistance, morale bonus on saving throws against fear effects, negative penalty on attack rolls, but that's in the build.
My skills are
So
absolute.
this is located right here, right past the banner room. There is one thing to note, it is in a very tough lock chest, so just be advised about that. Our last item for Chapter 2 is the Evil Outsider Bane Spear, dealing 3x crit damage and bonus damage against designated foes. And that is all unique items and a couple of other really good items for Chapter 2. I hope that helps.